hasn't even been that long since like Yami was able to mourn anything that happened with Julius, but sadly, like, this is a war zone right now, and it's an absolute mess right now for like Yami. I feel completely bad for this guy. He just lost like his closest friend slash mentor, and he is just being forced to just pick up from like clean himself up from the ground and just go, no, I haven't even got time to mourn right now because there are pieces of shit attacking me left, right, center. It's like, oh, like his kind of reaction as well. I was like, oh man, either my girl is fucking possessed. Like all of these people. So like this entire chapter was taking place just before like Asta and the gang arrived. Like this was like, I'd say this is like a couple of like how they were describing it as well. Like they said rewind time for a tiny bit like about this to show like Yami's perspective in this one. It's just like immediately he was saying like, oh, that was Lee just now. Like what the hell's going on? He saw like with when everyone was transforming, and he's like, this wasn't an attack. That well, like, what the hell's going on? Right? It's like everyone was transforming, and sadly he's like, I need to go and contact people right now, and this ends up to people like just getting completely wrecked, these magic knights, because two people we know like immediately turned up. Marks, which turns out he was an elf as well, which he's using this really weird crossbow mixed with like his memory manipulation. When I first saw that, I was like being reminded like Gova from like Seven Deadly Sins. I was like, oh, is that like, because I know like his whole thing was memory man. Like we've seen him do the mind spike, but the fact that he's like, we haven't ever seen him use a weapon. And then the other guy as well, where I was like, who the hell is that guy next to him? And he's like, Owen, and I'm like, that guy looks familiar, and I'm like, he's the fucking doctor that checked on Asta. I was like when immediately straight after the Sea Temple arc, we see him for like, I think like a chapter or two, like when he goes to investigate Asta, and I was like, there is nothing I can do about your body. It is completely wrecked. So finding out that these two were elves as well, and like the fact that like how he's reacting, like how Marks is just like even though he's sealed inside, he's just sort of like, oh, look at that pitiful disgrace of a human being. I'll gladly destroy all its remains and all that. He is going, like, he is talking mad shit and all that, like, about him. So both, like, from Mark's and Owen, he's like, that human was a sinner no matter what. And he's like, if he's that important, then we just cut him up. And Yami, he just gets triggered. He's like, you shouldn't have ever come out of, like, of those guys at all and all that. And just goes straight in. Teleports the arrows out with a black hole, goes in, does a slash, takes down this weird jellyfish thing, and like comes in slashing again down to the threat, and he's like, you guys need to go down now and all that. Like he wasn't even having like any of this. He was just like, no, just get out of here. I'm like, just knock these guys out. And it's like, you know, you two swore to that man that you adored to protect this country with all your might. How dare you, you piece of shit. Like, obviously, like, he's kind of, like, doesn't understand the full context of this right now. And then that's where this chapter ends, where, like, this one was a really quick chapter for the most part. There's, like, wasn't too much to really digest with this chapter for the most part. Like, as it's seeing more, like, we're finally getting to see what we want to see, where it's, like, watching Yami's perspective and his girl, Charlotte, like Captain of the Blue Road. Now, this is really concerning now that Charlotte is what? Like, now this is going to be our first time seeing a captain being infected. Like, Marks was pretty strong. Like if anything, to be fair though, he got pretty much one shot. Like, and I'm fine with Mark because it's fucking Marks at the end of the day. It is like he's like he's like out of all the characters, even though when he was introduced, it's like he's really a nobody, and he's like a support guy, and he's like some other doctor guy. But it's just showing that it's like, hey, even like random people from no, but it's like now this is the part where it's like, oh shit, a captain is now got turned into an elf. What the fuck are we gonna do about this? And this is gonna be a little bit more problematic for Yami as well, and might be the only person that might be able to reach into her. And the fact that Charlotte, you know, with her whole deal with Yami, and you know how much she is like head over heels to Yami, and is like, she is probably gonna try and fight back. There's like gonna be like some combat and being involved in this, but overall, like, I really like for this chapter for the most part. It's like it was a pretty quick chapter. Like there wasn't so much to go overly detailed into with this one and all that, but it was still like a very exciting chapter. I still like I was like, oh shit, like when I saw like this page like right at the end, I'm like, oh we're going straight there. And it's like, man, you just don't, I can't help but feel bad for Yami. Like, this whole chapter for Yami was just like, he's separated from his entire, like, group and all that. He doesn't know if any of them are alive. He doesn't know what's going on with, like, any of his members. Like, all we know is that Gouch is still somewhere out here, like, lurking around, and all he's got is, like, this, just, like, this, his acquaintance slash, like, I guess love interest for the most part. Like, it's like, as she's like, brethren, how dare you, but fear not, my magical, you will sleep and all that. It seems you two have become quite careless despite just waking up and all that. And it's just like, you know, he's like, oh, how mighty kind of you to offer, you fawny Cinderella. Like, yeah, like, how dare you and all that. And it's just like, I don't know who you're speaking to and all that, but as long as you're human, I'm just going to take you down, you're my enemy, and it's just like, let's get down into it. So, yeah, a pretty quick chapter for the most part. I think, like, they didn't need to be dragged out on this one, but Yami versus Charlotte, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm very much looking forward to how this one's going to go down, and, like, what, if Yami's going to pull a sly one on Charlotte, or to try and get her back for, like, but let's hope that none of the other captains have been affected, because we don't know what's happening with the Green Menace one, we don't know what's happening with, like, we also know that the Azure Deer, that's a problem. He's already, Rill's been turned into one, and we don't know about Dorothea, and the Crimson Lions are out of commission at the moment, unless Leo, like, you know, we've got Leo, like, who's there, and then for Golion, if he's woken up, and it's like, this is going to be a problem right now. It's like, we're low on captains here, and it's like, we can't have any more of them being transformed. This is a really bad scenario as enough as it is. So overall, like, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this chapter down below. But that is all for me. Thanks always for watching. I'll see you guys, though, next time.